Greetings and salutations, everybody. Lord X here, and while we're about, by the time this goes up, halfway through the first month of 2020, what a better time than to go back and look at the year that was 2019. Some incredible, fantastic games came out last year, and today I want to go over my 10 favorite games that I played throughout 2019. Of course, this is just my own opinion. You're going to have different games on your list, and I'm going to have on my list, and whatever website's going to put on their list. It doesn't matter. It's objective. But these are the favorite games, my favorite games that I played within 2019. And there was a lot of games that I didn't play because 2019 was the year where I took a step back from buying everything day one, aside from the stuff that I really, really wanted to play. So with that in mind, and some honorable mentions right at the end of this video, let's dive in to my personal top 10 favorite games of 2019. The Dark Pictures Anthology, Man of Medan. So I'm going to be quite honest here. I like this game. I don't love it, but I did finish it, and compared to a few other 2019 games that I played, it outbeats them a bit because, I was interested. I was interested enough to get it, to play it, to go afterwards and say, you know what? I enjoyed that. I didn't love it like I did with Until Dawn, but I think they did a great job with it. That's kind of why this comes in at number 10 and nowhere near higher on this list. It's good. It's a good game. If you can get it at a discount, I highly recommend it. It's shorter than what it feels like it should be. But hey, I'm interested on what this studio is doing. I'm looking forward to their next title in this Dark Pictures Anthology. I hope it works out really well for them. I hope it ends up being a bit longer. This felt just a tad too short. And the fact that I made it through the game without anybody dying on my first try kind of tells me that, maybe there were some improvements to be made here to make it maybe a little bit tougher, to make things just a tad bit more distressing for the characters that were involved. Still, it's good. It hits in at a perfect number 10 spot. Stranger Things 3, the game. Holy shit, a licensed game is getting onto my top 10 list this year? That's right, Stranger Things 3, the game, was just fantastic. As a guy who grew up as a Super Nintendo kid, just the look and appeal of this game it appealed to me so very much. I loved just the aesthetics of this, and it was fun. It was a fun game. Being a fan of the series, it was fun to go through this and basically re-watch season 3 of the show, but doing it in game form. It was just fun, okay? Like, sometimes there are licensed games which are really freaking fun, and I think Stranger Things 3, the game, is definitely one of those. If you're a fan of the show, I'd recommend it. If you like fairly, I would say not totally easy, but, respectively easy platinums, there's a game for you. I'm sure the achievement list is the same thing. It's great there as well. I'm sure it's great on the Switch too, even though it doesn't have trophies or achievements. But yeah, it's fun. I'd recommend this game. That's why it's coming in at number 9. Honk! That's right. I'm sorry if I just blew out your eardrum. Coming in at number 8, it's the Untitled Goose Game. It's a very short game, but man, is it ever fun to play as an asshole goose. It's just one of those indie games which is just so charming. If you paid attention to Awesome Games Done Quick 2020, which just concluded a few days ago, then you know how much the game has taken people by storm. People love it. People love the Untitled goose, okay? And again, another fairly easy, respectable platinum trophy here. And like I said, it's just fun to be an asshole goose. Okay? House, great job on making this game. 100% Lord X approved. Honk! Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. That's right, folks. Marvel Ultimate Alliance was back in 2019, exclusively on the Switch, which hurts me a little bit because, man, would I ever love to get another Platinum Trophy in a Marvel Ultimate Alliance game, but what odds? We got a game, and that's all that matters because of the support put behind it. I thought the story here was really good, really, simple. It deals with the Infinity Stones, maybe capitalizing on the popularity right now of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but whatever the case, this game was really fun. They've been supporting it with a bunch of DLC, both free and paid. One of my favorite comic book character of all time, the Punisher, is involved in the DLC, which I still need to pick up, by the way, because I still haven't done that yet. But yeah, what is there to say about this game? The mechanics were so fun, the combat was nice and fluid. It's just great to travel through these various Marvel worlds using these different characters. It's the combinations of characters you can have is off the wall fun. My team consisted of the Scarlet Witch, Ghost Rider, Venom, and Deadpool. So there's a look into my gameplay preferences right there. But yeah, this was fun. I'd highly recommend it to anybody with a Switch if you want a good dungeon crawler type game with tons of replayability to it. Marvel Ultimate Alliance is the game for you. Kaito A. How can I explain why I like this game? Oh wait, it's very, very simple. You play as a cat that uses a mech suit in a Metroidvania type game. It may be short, but you are a cat in a mech suit in a Metroidvania type game. End of story. This game is absolutely fantastic. Highly, highly recommend it. That's why it's so high up here on my list right now, beating out games like Man of Medan and Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, because I think back to my favorite gaming experiences over this past year, and Kaito A just pops instantly into my head. It's so much fun. And let me repeat one more time. You play as a cat using a mech suit in a Metroidvania type game. That's all you need to know. Go look it up. Go play it. I had fun playing it on the Switch. Meow. Graveyard Keeper. That's right. Coming in at number 5 is this Stardew Valley-esque type game where you kind of die and you wake up in this medieval type setting and you have to work as a graveyard keeper while at the same time trying to find a way back to your old life. It's phenomenal, and that's why it does get into my top 5 games of 2019. And if not for these other 4 games I'm going to talk about after this, definitely would be higher on my list. Number 4 for me probably gets a little bit more of the nostalgia note, so that's why it didn't get any higher than number 5 here. But man, this is a game that you definitely should look into. It's very fun. The platinum, while doing some things was a little bit tedious to do, ended up being really fun. This is definitely one of those games where you see a goal that you have to get to, but in order to get to that goal you have to do something else. But in order to do that, you have to do something else. But in order to do that, you need to do something else or get something else. It's really fun, and when you do finally get to that accomplishing point, it feels so good. So yeah, Graveyard Keeper is a game that you definitely should not sleep on. It's available everywhere now, I believe. I played it on PlayStation. I know it's on the Switch. It's on Xbox. It's been on PC for forever. So yeah, I would highly recommend Graveyard Keeper to you. It's one of my favorite games of 2019. Kingdom Hearts 3. That's right, after years upon years upon years of just waiting and anticipating this game, it finally came out in January of 2019. And yeah, for the longest time, this was number one on my Games of the Year list because it was really good. I mean, reflecting back a bit and why it's moved up to number 4 here on my list, maybe it wasn't as great as I originally thought, but at the same time, the nostalgia factor is just too much here for me. The character, I love these bunch of characters. I thought the worlds that we went to here were fantastic. The pirates level was just cool and awesome. The Big Hero 6 stuff was great. It was a sequel to Big Hero 6, which I freaking loved. The only real disappointing level was the Frozen level, mostly because after the fact word did come out that there was different ideas and plans for that, but it didn't go the way Nomura originally wanted it to, so yeah, you can really see how they dropped the ball right there. But other than that, you know, the rest of the world's freaking fantastic. The new stuff was great. The Tangled world, I loved. I've never watched Tangled. I've been meaning to now that I have Disney Plus, but you know, after playing this game in the first part of the year and going through that world, I'm like, man, I really want to watch this movie now. This seems actually really freaking good. And I do intend on watching that movie sometime in the very near future, but yeah, Kingdom Hearts 4 was just fantastic, and though I think it would be a lot further back in this list if not for the final part of this game. The last 3 hours of this game really saved it for me, where it was like, man, this is so freaking epic, so freaking cool, this is awesome. And then, are we going to get a definitive end? Nah, not really. There's more happening. There's a DLC coming, which a little bit ticked me off a little bit. Maybe move this back a bit further, because it looks like it's stuff that should have been included in the main game anyway. But I digress. That being said, I still friggin' love this game. The combat is still some of the absolute best in an action RPG. It's just fun, okay? It's just nostalgia fun. If you love Disney, if you love Final Fantasy, it's the perfect blend, the perfect mixture. So friggin' great. And once the DLC drops on sale, I'll pick that up too, because yeah, Final Fantasy characters are back in that. So yeah, kind of looking forward to the DLC, just not at full price. Okay, let's move on to the top 3. The top 3 games of 2019 for me. Life is Strange 2. That's right, the sequel to one of my favorite games of the past, Life is Strange. Or, I should say, favorite games in recent years. Or, it's been a while, actually, yeah. But still, Life is Strange 2 was such fun. And I played this in December. I picked it up on sale. And, yeah, I played through all 5 episodes at once. Friggin' loved every second of it. Thankfully, I was kept spoiler-free for the most part, avoiding all the stuff until all the episodes were out and it was at a price point I could afford. But yeah, I friggin' love this game. The story of these two brothers was both heartwarming and heartbreaking. The ending I got really, hit the old heart. And I loved it. I loved the characters in this. Sean and Daniel are just so good characters. And this world that this team has been building has been so freaking good and fascinating. And in the last episode, there was a callback to the first Life is Strange game, which I thought was amazing. I loved every second of that interaction. I thought it was the best way to connect the two games. I thought it was great. Not going to say anything because I don't want to spoil anything if you still haven't played it yet. Which I say, if it's on sale again, go for it, grab it, play it, because this was such a good time. And yeah, technically this game I believe started in 2018. Most of the episodes came in 2019, so that's kind of why I'm counting it as a 2019 game. But yeah, loved it. Thought it was great. Story is so friggin' good. Cannot recommend this game enough, because there's really only two other games that I loved more in 2019, and they are Pokemon Sword, and technically Shield too, but I didn't play that. Now, there was a lot of hate going in towards this game because the whole national dex thing not being a thing anymore and Pokemon being cut from the game. Personally, couldn't give a shit about that because I don't transfer over my Pokemon from game to game. I take every new game as a brand new experience. I treat it like the Final Fantasy series. When I played 7, I didn't expect to transfer Cloud over to Final Fantasy 8. So that's just my personal take. Their own unique RPGs. And yes, sure, some characters get cut, but there's new Pokemon introduced. And that's the other thing I try to do from game to game is I try to use new Pokemon that I've never used before and create a brand new team. And I did just that in this game. And I freaking loved a bunch of the new Pokemon. Stevel, for example. Very cool design. Awesome Fox Dark type Pokemon, which I used for quite a bit of my run before I finally replaced him for somebody else. And I love that about the Pokemon games, where it's every new game is a brand new chance to use new and exciting Pokemon. And we got the Direct the other day, which showed off the DLC that's coming, and you bet your bottom dollar I'm going headfirst into that DLC when it comes out. Cannot wait for that. It looks so friggin' cool. And some people are like, oh, those Pokemon should have been included anyway for free. Screw you. People gotta make money, and I think this is a very smart direction that they're going in with the Pokemon franchise. I really think this is very cool. Cannot wait to play that expansion. It's better than, having to buy a whole brand new game again, like what we have in the past. Really. Anyways, freaking love this game. I thought the story was pretty good. It's a Pokemon game, so the story ain't gonna be, high caliber, fantastic awesomeness, but it was good, it was solid, it was fun. Like I said, the brand new Pokemon are great. I thought the new gyms and everything worked more like a sport. Was very much cool. Dug the music. The music in this game. Oh man, some of those gym battle beats were off the wall. Like, yeah, jamming out to this, man, while I'm fighting. That was cool. I wish the trading system maybe was a little bit better, making it a tad bit easier to trade online with your friends and whatnot, but hey, still, things can improve in the future in that regard, but I think they're doing a very, very good job with how they're improving the Pokemon franchise. The Pokemon Sword was definitely that next step forward for me, and who knows, maybe you'll get your Pokemon if you hated it that way, but me, personally, didn't care, so I friggin' love Pokemon Sword. It was one of those games where I was like, played for a bit, man, I cannot wait to get back to that again, play some more. While I was at work, I was like, what am I going to do? What's my new team going to be? Who am I going to use? Flapple, by the way, friggin' A tier, no, not A tier, S tier, no, not S tier, double S tier Pokemon right there. That friggin' little dragon hiding inside of an apple. Man, top tier Pokemon right there, I'm telling you folks. And I could ramble on all day, but I got one more game to talk about. Devil May Cry 5. Come on and pull my devil trigger, because holy fuck was this game ever good. You know, I spoke about it with Kingdom Hearts with nostalgia coming back, and technically a bit too with Pokemon. Well, friggin' Devil May Cry hit that on every single note, because this game is, I'll say it again, fucking awesome. It is so good. The combat, it took my thought process of playing this game. So this is pretty fun. This combat's going to take a little getting used to, getting a bit more used to it. Man, this is really fun. Holy fuck, I cannot wait for the next battle segment, because I want to wreck some shit up. This game is phenomenal, fantastic. Capcom just continues to hit every note perfectly. And as a longtime gamer, it's nice to see Capcom back to the way I remember it. And I'm getting a little choked up thinking about that, because it has been a long time. And in recent years, Capcom, since like Resident Evil 7, have just been, you know, hitting out the banger hits. And there's one of my honorable mentions I'll mention in a second, which I never got around to playing yet, but, you know, I respect it. Everything they've been doing is great, and I cannot wait to see what Capcom does next. Devil May Cry is that. It is like the perfect action game. The music is phenomenal. The combat just flows perfectly. And when you get good at it, oh man. And I'm not even saying I'm good at it. I'm decent at it, and I feel like a badass when just tearing through hordes of demonic enemies. Be it as Dante, or as Neo, or as V in this case, with 3 different unique styles. Or Nero, sorry. But yeah, freaking, it's awesome. It is so freaking good. And yeah, technically I didn't even finish it till 2020. But yeah, it's definitely, I think, the best game that came out in 2019 that I've played. It is just top tier awesomeness. And that concludes it, folks, for my top 10 games of 2019. So now I know what you're thinking. Lord X, but what about this game? What about that game? What about this other game? Why haven't you talked about those? Why didn't they make it on your list? Well, like I said at the beginning of this video, this year I kind of took a step back from buying everything and playing everything so I could just be in the momentarily conversation about those said games. So I didn't even play a lot of the big games that came out in 2019. As the Capcom game I was alluding to there when talking about Devil May Cry, I have not played the Resident Evil 2 remake. I keep seeing it pop up in sales, and I'm like, maybe it's time to pick it up. But I haven't acted onto it, so I haven't played it yet. But from what I've seen and what I've heard people talk about it, I respect the hell out of that game for what it's doing, or what it did. And I'm looking forward to see how Resident Evil 3 does, too, in the coming months. Control I have not played yet, which I really want to, because it looks fantastic. It looks like a Lord X type game in every way, shape, and form. There's a bunch of like NIS games, Super Neptunia RPG that I have not played yet, which I really want to. Yeah, just like all those Japanese games which you normally hear me talk about, I had not played. So I didn't pick up a whole lot of those this year, unfortunately. Let's see, other big games that I have not played that I did not pick up. Cyclico, Shadows Die Twice, have not played that yet. The Outer Worlds, which was one of my most anticipated games for 2019, have not played that yet. Borderlands 3, have not played that yet. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, fuck EA, but I still haven't played that yet, and I kind of want to, because from every indication, EA Games published a single-player Star Wars game, which people are loving. Thank you, Respawn, for actually making the game that people have wanted to play. And maybe I will pick that up and say, hey, EA, more of this. Be more like Capcom. Sorry, kind of getting a little derailed there a little bit. But yeah, there was a bunch of games that came out in 2019 which I just never played. Or never even picked up. There's a bunch that I did pick up. Which I haven't played yet. Like Death Stranding, I have not played yet. So by every indication, it's right up my alley. I have Judgment from the Yakuza team, which I have not played yet, but I am wanting to for so long now. Cat Quest 2 is there on my list of games to play, which I bought this year but have not played yet. And there, of course, are games that I did play which did not make this list, unfortunately. The main, I guess there's two really main ones, or three. There's three main ones here. Coming in, I guess, would have been a very close 11th place next to Man of Medan will be Link's Awakening for the Nintendo Switch, the remake there. And the only reason why I didn't put that on there and instead chose Man of Medan instead was that I never finished Link's Awakening yet. And I probably will in the months to come, or anyway, leading in before the onslaught that is March of this year, but yeah, that didn't make the list. Another game that might have if I played a bit more of it, but I kind of stopped because I was feeling a bit tedious about it when playing it. And I do want to give it another shot, and that's Days Gone for the PlayStation 4. The game looks stunningly beautiful, I'll give it that. But the gameplay of it just, I don't know, it never hit me that much. Maybe it's a little bit of open world fatigue at this point, which is another reason why I love Devil May Cry 5 so much. Because it was just, linear levels. It didn't have that, massive backpack of stuff to put on to do. And maybe that's the reason why I've, put off playing Death Stranding a little bit while I go on my 100th platinum journey through Final Fantasy VIII right now. And of course, we gotta get to the biggest disappointment, the biggest pain in the ass of 2019 here, which makes me really sad because in 2018 I put the series entry into my top 10 list, and I'm talking right now about WWE 2K20. Holy shit, what a hot trash fire that was. That game was, playing that was, I kind of liked the story into it. By the end of it, I thought the characters were a bit charming, but man, did it look awful. And the dialogue choices were, so bad sometimes. A little bit charming, but, we're stepping into Ride to Hell territory right there with the way they went with that story. Ooh. Gives me shivers even thinking about it now, and maybe I praised a little bit too much at the time when I finished it, but that was just me, trying to look at the positive aspects of that game. But that game was so bad it kind of killed the remaining motivation I had to continue OGW, really. Yeah, a game's bad when it can do that for you, where you're like, man, I do not even feel like turning on wrestling match and doing commentary over it. I have a full video done of the 2K19 End of the Line tournament, done, finished, edited, ready to be uploaded, but I never did it afterwards because I'm like, man, my enthusiasm for this just completely flatlined after playing WWE 2K20. It's bad. Very bad. It's massive disappointment. And they've been trying to improve it, but even the game-breaking bug that happened when the year flipped over to 2020 wouldn't even work. I don't even know if that's been fixed yet, to be honest with you. Maybe it has. Maybe you can let me know that in the comments below, but I'm starting to ramble now. 2019 had a lot of fantastic games, a few stinkers amongst the mix, and a lot that I just haven't played yet. And 2020 is looking like a fantastic year We've got a whole whackload of games coming out at the beginning of the year. Final Fantasy VII Remake. We got Doom Eternal. We got Animal Crossing. We got Cyberpunk 2077. Holy shit, that's actually coming out. We got the Avengers game coming out. We got Persona 5 Royale coming out. Persona 5 Strikers, is it? Persona 5S, anyway. I can't think of the actual name now. I feel so bad and hurtful inside. But that's looking cool. There's a ton. The Last of Us Part 2 is out this year. Like, can you write Lord X's Game of the Year just like in plain letters and slap it on that box? That's most likely what it's going to be when it rolls around to the end of the year. When I think about what my Game of the Year is, it's probably going to be The Last of Us Part 2 at this point. But what I'm saying is there's a lot of games to look forward to in this year of 2020. And I hope you guys are looking forward to a lot of stuff. And in regards to 2019, let me know down in the comments below if I haven't already seen your top 10 games of the year or mentioned something about it to you on the old Twitter or the old YouTube. Let me know down in the comments below what your favorite games of the year were. Do you agree with my list? Probably not, because I'm a weird individual that puts weird games on my list sometimes, okay? That's all there is to it. We all have different takes, different strokes for different folks, you know the old saying. So anyways, thank you guys for listening to me ramble on in this video, especially here at the end where I've just been going on and on and on. And I hope to see you on the next episode of The X Zone, whenever that happens. Or on any other random gameplay videos that I do, or maybe some streams that I'll try and finally do this year, okay? Okay. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video to listen to me ramble on here at the end. I've been Lord X. You have been awesome. And I'll catch you next time.